Hello everyone and welcome back to the Last Step podcast. And now, I know we've been away for a week. I hope you haven't forgotten about us. We are still here. I'm your host Declan Jordan, and as always I am joined by the wonderful Jordan Duffy. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. We were off for a week because of myself.
You were a little bit under the weather, weren't you?
Yeah, that's very true. I was under the weather. My voice is only just coming back, so I'm actually speak still, but I just sound a little bit harsher. Which it's just, in all fairness, and you can back me up on this because you've actually heard, it's better than it was. It's definitely better than it was.
Judging by the title in this video, you can tell that we did try to meet up to interview a band. Was it last week? It
was last week. It was that week there. It was Tuesday.
Yeah, so literally the Tuesday after last week's episode would have came out, but unfortunately couldn't get something recorded because genuinely when I met up with you on that Tuesday, you couldn't talk. Your voice was gone.
Yep. Yeah, I was so disappointed in myself, but there was nothing I could really do.
Yeah, I mean, you were bedridden, man. Nothing you could have done. Man flu gets us all in the end.
Yeah, man flu is a terrible illness and an illness. So it sucks. But everyone, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm getting better. The voice is coming back. Don't you worry. It will be as high pitched and normal as it was previously. You just have to give me the time. Please just give me the time. Please give me the time.
Just give us a chance. That's all we ask for.
Please, we beg you.
The only thing I don't like about missing the past week is there's been too much that's happened, I think.
Yeah, there's a fair lot of stuff. That's one bad thing. But
yeah,
we will try and recap it the best we can. We'll give you all the time which we possibly can as well. We'll try and be as thorough, but it really all depends. Can we or can we not? Can we fit everything? If we forgot something which you think we should include, let us know. We'll always bring it up. But there's been a lot that's happened.
Exactly. I think to kick off, the first thing that happened in the 2 weeks that there's been a gap in the shows, it's something that we both love ourselves. It's the UFC.
Oh yeah.
Now, the one of the best cards, I'd say, of the year, definitely, of all time, possibly. It could be up, not in terms of star power, but in terms of each individual fight. It was fantastic. UFC 217.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't have a problem saying it. You might disagree, but I would say that I'm probably more into the UFC than perhaps yourself.
I'd agree with that.
But in terms of I've watched a lot of UFC events, both the actual numbered events, the main events, or I've watched the fight nights, the Ultimate Fighters. I've watched a lot of UFC. This was by far, in my opinion, the best UFC event, the best fight card. And even if it's a touch arguable, the top three fights, the three main fights on that card, easily the best three fight stretch. Easily. What an absolute fantastic card.
I mean, the three title fights alone were enough to make that absolutely fantastic, but I'd say maybe apart from the Stephen Thompson, George Masvidal.
Yeah,
am I pronouncing that right?
Jorge Masvidal.
I knew I'd get a name wrong.
Yeah, I mean that went the distance, but that was a fighter's fight. That was definitely a fighter's fight because
more of a technical fight than a straight out brawl.
It wasn't per se like an exciting fight. There wasn't going. I did not expect a knockout. If there was going to be a knockout, it was going to be a flash knockout. But I wasn't expecting it. That's one thing I would certainly say.
But I mean, I still enjoyed it because I do like the quite technical stuff. Not to compare it with pro wrestling in any way, but when it comes to that, I'm more of a technical man than a big flashy stuff. But going back to UFC, this full card, even the full undercard was sublime as well. I mean, out of all the fights, only one was only one went the distance.
Well, I think...
And that was the Randy Brown-Mickey Gall fight.
Yeah, even that was a great fight.
Yeah.
What I would certainly say about the whole thing is there was a lot of people that were talking about this event as this is one of the ones in which will have so much hype in terms of so many people looking forward to it,
Hmm.
but it might not end up delivering, and that
Well,
was a concern. That was a
yeah,
concern.
I mean, you had GSP coming back, and no one knew exactly how he would be stepping back into a UFC ring.
Well, I thought to myself because I thought long and hard about it because just to run down of the three fights. So you had Joanna Jędrzejczyk versus Rose Namajunas, which spoiler
Hmm.
alert, it's
Yeah,
past. It's past, so everybody probably knows. But Rose Namajunas was expected to be flattened. Instead, she flattened Joanna. Absolutely,
absolutely flattened her.
absolutely destroyed her.
I mean,
Which
I'm looking at the official results on the UFC web, and it's an MMA website, but it's basically a UFC website, and it took her 3 minutes and 3 seconds to knock her out in the first round. And this was a fight she was expected to lose. You know what I mean? You wouldn't see that
not only that,
elsewhere.
like in terms of a fight, she did not set a foot wrong, not a
Oh
foot
hell no!
wrong. Um,
I mean, would you put that down as definitely shock of the night? But would you put it down as fight of the night? In your
no,
opinion,
no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I would.
what what would you say? What got your vote as fight of the night?
I'd probably have to go with the Bisping GSP fight. I'd
I'd
probably
ag-
have to go with
I'd
that
agree with
fight.
that. I mean, it came 37 seconds shy of going the distance, but god damn that GSP was so impressive in that fight. I got to admit.
The comeback,
So was
especially
Bisping as well.
the
Like,
comeback,
mhm,
especially was impressive because GSP the first round was really, really, really doing well, like unexpectedly well.
mhm,
He was upper weight class. He had been off for 4 years, and he comes back, and his distance is perfect. The punching
mhm,
is perfect. Bisping is known as not necessarily a slow starter, but takes his time. But he can go
mhm.
for round after round after round. You make that a 10 round fight, and Bisping will still be at it after 10 rounds. No, I don't think there's any other fighter that can actually do stuff like that at that high level.
Mhm.
Bisping's at that level. He just will not give up until he has to get stretching out of the cage. That's
Yeah.
sorry, the octagon. But yeah, definitely, I would say that there was in terms of like the rest of the card, there was some interesting ones. So you had two referee stoppages. The first one, which was
Mhm.
on the prelims of the UFC Fight Pass card, that was a bit disappointing, but it was the right call. It was the right call. And then you had then you had the Godbeer versus Harris prelim fight.
Yeah. That
That was that
that
was
was a bit controversial to
a
say the
bit
least.
a bit
Just 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 a bit.
he had been told to halt, like stop the fight for like a good couple of seconds in terms of the referee was clear, but then
Yep.
an absolute hellish kick to the face from Walt Harris to Godbeer, and the fight was
Mhm.
ruled disqualification and Godbeer won. But in terms of the full card, in terms of the excitement, put it this way, and this is coming from yourself and also me. We
Mhm.
stay in Glasgow, we stay in Scotland, so we are not the prime
Time zone for
the
UFC.
yeah, we're not the prime time zone. We had to stay up to watch this event, but it was
I mean,
so worth it.
it's if you watched the stuff from the start of UFC Fight Pass to the end of the main event, that was what 6 hours total, right? Near enough,
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, and like it was worth every minute of it. Staying up to watch it, it was absolutely incredible. I'd say.
yeah,
Only thing is, I think that everything by it has sadly been overshadowed by the actions of another UFC competitor this week,
yeah.
which
It's
is a
always
little bit disappointing.
yeah. So Connor made news again, didn't he?
Yeah,
Connor
of
made
course
news
they did,
again.
but before we move into this, can we just say one more time, well done to everyone on that card. It was sensational. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch genuinely every fight. I mean, a UFC fight in total is going to take you, what, a half an hour tops if you watch like a main event one. So genuinely, most of these ended like round one, round two. Genuinely go and look them out. absolutely fantastic. But of course,
I would say to anyone, if you're wanting to go ahead and give that event a try, just watch the top three of the fights, because yeah, the other
mhm,
fights are fantastic. So don't miss them out. But if you want to start, if you want to watch a little bit, definitely go, because it's the three most important fights on the card, and it will not disappoint. They won't disappoint. They don't
no,
last the distance. They all don't last the distance. We'll give a quick one because we've not actually mentioned it. The TJ versus Cody fight. That was the one I was most excited for, and that one as well did not disappoint. I wanted Cody to win. I will not lie, but TJ definitely deserved it. A massive
hmm
grudge fight, and it
yeah,
was a
that fight was
great
really
fight.
good.
Big up to TJ coming back, because I thought he was out of it. If the first
Hmm
round lasted like 10 seconds longer, it was done.
He was done. Aye,
TJ
he,
lost.
he he got really lucky with the stoppage of the round.
Oh yeah, big time rocked. Big time rocked.
But moving into poster boy Conor McGregor. Um, are we at a stage now where Conor McGregor gets to do what he wants when he wants without consequence? I
I
think
th-
that's the big question.
I think he feels that way.
Definitely does, because for those of you who somehow don't know, because even if you're not a UFC fan, you've probably heard about this. Conor McGregor, a UFC fighter, decided to jump into the ring. As it turned out, he was celebrating with these his fellow countrymen
Yeah.
in the ring and the octagon
It
and
was
at Bellator.
Charlie. It was Charlie Ward at the Bellator Dublin event, and
Hmm
yeah,
And the referee took that as, oh, Conor McGregor's trying to attack him, tried to rightly separate
oh
them
no,
because
no, no, it
did he not?
wasn't. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Listen, I'll just correct
That's
it. It was
correct it for me,
so
please.
bit of background. So Charlie Ward is a member of the SBG Ireland fight team. Conor McGregor is also a member of the SBG Ireland fight team run by oh crap, what's his name? John Kavanagh. And so they're on the same team. Conor's obviously a higher publicised figure in that team. By
Hmm
by all account, he should be. But Charlie Ward's a member of the team, so Conor's went in because Charlie's finished. Actually, he's won the fight. He finished it,
hmm
and Conor's ran in to congratulate him. Now, what's happened previously is that uh, the referee, whose name is escaping me, it's Mark Goddard. It's Mark Goddard. Mark Goddard was the referee for the Artem Lobov fight, in which he lost, and then Conor jumped in and was in the cage at that time, causing a commotion, and Mark Goddard was telling him to leave the cage. Now, so that in that case, they've had previous. Connor's then jumped the cage of Bellator to celebrate. Mark Goddard's been the referee, and Mark Goddard's came to Connor and said, "You're not a fighter in this. You're not a cornerman. You'll have to leave the cage." Obviously, it
hmm
probably would have been done differently because there was no mic to actually hear that. But
Yeah.
essentially, he's told Connor to leave the cage. Connor's reacted badly to it, and then went and pushed Mark Goddard. So it's caused commotion, not only for Connor to jump in the cage, not only for Connor to jump into a cage at a rival MMA organisation,
hmm
not only to push a referee, but previous, and then take the claim in the news as a publicity stunt. And bear in mind, this is all when Connor and UFC are in negotiations for his next fight. So it's a prime moment for this to happen in Connor's part, but it's not in a good light. Now, this will
In
probably
terms of UFC, yeah.
yeah, this will put more light onto Bellator, which UFC won't want, but
hmm
this is probably going to give Conor leeway against the UFC, which they won't be happy with.
Well, the way it should work is UFC should now have leeway over Conor in terms of he showed up in a rival promotion when he wasn't supposed to be. Uh, which is I would that be in breach of contract of a UFC star? Yeah,
For
you
Conor
know more.
being at the Bellator event.
Well, not at the Bellator event, but to jump in the ring like that. Would that
No,
be a breach of contract? No.
no. It's actually just a breach of security. The
Okay.
reason for this is and I don't know why this is, but this is a big argument within the kind of MMA community. UFC fighters aren't employees; they're actually contractors.
The same way, again, sorry to draw comparisons, but the same way wrestlers are independent contractors.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
they're independent contractors, which means they don't get the same benefits as employees might get.
Okay, no, that makes more sense. But in terms of the leeway have, this is now negative press against UFC. So UFC in turn, like this is the way it should normally work. If this was anyone on lower card, this is the way it would work. I'm guessing. They'd be probably suspended for at least the next event they were scheduled for, or if they weren't scheduled for an event, be pushed back even further. So maybe I don't know, maybe a 4 month suspension, maybe, so they miss at least one event. I think that would be the case, and give them enough of a ban to miss at least one event. So whether that's just a total one event ban, or whether it's like a certain period, so they definitely miss at least one.
Yeah.
I don't know how UFC would in market do that. That's up to them.
Right, well, I'll tell you right now, the UFC are going to do Diddley's squat to Conor.
Exactly. Because it's Conor McGregor, though. That's the point I was making, is because if that was any other fighter, they'd be banned from the next event. But
they wouldn't be banned. In all fairness, they wouldn't.
No, not banned. Not banned. Suspended would be a better word.
They'd probably be fined.
Yeah,
but they wouldn't be banned. And the reason for that is because the UFC is facing a lot of issues with fights because they're not getting a lot of fights. And that's the issue with them just now. They need fighters. They need fighters to be able to fight. And if they start banning fighters from fighting, they're in a problem too. But yeah, definitely if there was any other fighter, they would be disciplined and then probably fined. Not suspended, but yeah, definitely facing some form of disciplinary action. But as you were saying, in the point you're making, Conor's not going to face anything. This is going to give Conor leeway.
Exactly. This is going to... Well, he was already being rumoured for 219, which is happening 28th of December.
Yeah.
Ish. He was already being rumoured for that. He's basically now secured his spot at that event.
I don't know. And this is
really?
The thing. I don't know because the UFC and Conor McGregor is very difficult to actually work out what they would do because it's such a difficult thing to kind of to calculate or think about or be knowledgeable about because they always throw spanners in the works. It's never clear as day. There's always something in the background. Put it this way, the Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor fight.
Yeah.
That should not have happened that quickly, but it did. That's one of the things. There's always a spanner in the works. It's just depending on what's going to come out. Now, put it this way, I wouldn't be surprised if Conor ends up taking a high money fight. He should be fighting Tony Ferguson to unify the belt. That's the fight that should be getting made. But do not be surprised if that doesn't happen. So 219, Conor's expected to fight there. If it happens, fair dues, it's happened. But don't be surprised if that does not happen.
So now that Conor has leeway, where do you see him next fighting? I guess is the next big question.
It's a tough one.
Because we were talking about this when it first happened. You immediately threw out 2-2-1.
Yeah. I don't expect it to be 219. I don't expect it to be 219. After this, especially. The only way it's going to be 219 is if the UFC are struggling with fights, which they are, and they need to reach out to Conor. And he'll take it if they throw out a high enough number. You know Conor McGregor's all about the numbers. Yeah, okay, it's completely understandable why he's all about the numbers, but it's all about the numbers. So if the UFC fly that out and they need it, if the UFC do not need it, they will not give it to him, especially after this. So it depends. It really depends. Does the UFC wear the trousers or does Conor? And this is where it comes in because Conor wants equity. Conor wants part of the promotion, yada yada yada, part of the event, yada yada yada. If the UFC give it to him, Conor wears the trousers from now on. It's as simple as that.
Yep. If it starts with something small, but as soon as it's given, it'll just snowball into something bigger.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because we're both fans of the UFC. We want to see it do as well as it can, but you think in terms if they're going to start giving one superstar leeway, is it just going to lead on to more and more stars getting that kind of leeway, more and more?
Yep.
But tell us what you think in the comments. Obviously, is this the start of maybe stars getting their own way in the UFC, or will the UFC stand their ground and do what they can? I think would be the best way to put it without Conor McGregor.
Yeah. It's really a kind of himmy haw kind of thing. You don't really know what's going to happen. You don't know what's expected. Everybody will have their own opinions to this. That's the thing. So we want to hear your opinions. So comment and let us know. Let us know. It's as simple as that. We might be wrong. I might be wrong. Declan might be wrong. We don't know. So we just have to.
I'm always wrong, man.
Nah.
Always wrong.
Nah.
But something that I am absolutely right about. Oh wait. No, we're not quite talking about that. That's what we're talking about next. But we're now moving on to movies.
Yeah,
so
we're going to talk about two real movies. We're going to talk about two real movies. Declan, I want you to take it away because the first one I don't know really anything about.
Well, again, neither do I, but it's kind of been thrown out there that yes, it's happening, but that's all you're getting to know just now. Big announcement from Disney, to be more specific, their Star Wars team. We're getting a new trilogy after the current one. And I don't feel happy about it at all. Because if you think back to the way Star Wars was started, it was meant to be 3 trilogies. It was meant to be released 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and then 7, 8, 9. That was, I believe, George Lucas's original plan for Star Wars. There was meant to be no spin-offs, although I really, really enjoyed Rogue One. I think that's a brilliant tie-in between 3 and 4. I know they're doing the Han Solo thing. I know there's a few other suspected, I think would be the right word for them, suspected spin-offs. I think there's always talk about Boba Fett one, which I'd be really up for. That. But I don't know. I don't like the thought of a brand new trilogy. I think, yeah, if you want to milk the cow a little bit, you can do more and more spin-offs. But I don't know. Isn't the whole Star Wars story meant to be tied up with the end of this trilogy?
Right. So it's difficult for me to have my input, to be honest with you. And this is the reason that it's difficult for me to have an input to this. My opinion right away when Disney purchased the whole franchise was, oh well, Star Wars is no longer going to be Star Wars. I expected, and I'm pretty much right in my suspicion, Disney's just going to try and milk this for every single bit it's got. And if that means making more movies, that means making more movies. If that means making extra trilogies, that's meaning making extra trilogies. Extra characters, yada, yada, yada. That was expected, so it's happened. What I would say is that I'm now going to take Star Wars as an entity away from Star Wars as in Disney's entity. Because Star Wars as an entity, from what I know, will always be the standard episodes. So we had episodes 1 to 6, 7?
Yeah.
1 to 6.
No, 1 to 6.
1 to 6.
Yeah.
That will definitely take them away. So Star Wars 1 to 6 as a separate entity.
Do you really want to include the prequels in that, really?
You meaning what? You meaning 1, 2, 3?
Yeah.
Yeah,
really.
I'm going to include them, man. I'm going to include them. Yeah,
I mean they are canon, so I guess, but they're not the best.
You're such a hipster Star Wars fan, man.
I know, but shush.
Put it this way.
Although you're saying that, I really enjoyed 3, and I really enjoyed the Darth Maul fighting one.
Put it this way. We are, as our age and our generation, that our generation was 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. So
So we have to really accept that. Yeah, we're kind of going around it now, and the new films are coming out. I've not watched any of the new ones.
you've not seen Rogue One or Episode 7?
Not seen any of them.
Right, okay. I didn't know that, actually, which is why I included the Star Wars thing. Uh, but,
No, that's just why I said to you, I am a
okay.
Star Wars fan, but I'm also a Star Trek fan, and there's always that fight. But
Okay.
in terms of my opinion, it was always from the outside in. I wasn't really focusing on like the new stuff, obviously the kind of stories behind it. I don't know
hmm
anything about it. I'm not gonna lie. I know there's uh,
Kylo Ren and
yeah,
whatnot.
I know
Like,
I've seen the characters, I've
and,
seen the
and,
trailers, but I
and
don't know anything
instantly
about them.
every name from that movie just
Kylo,
went out my head
yeah,
there.
that's I was like, I know one of them. I know one of them. Kylo Ren, that's the one. That's the one. Yeah, Kylo Ren. Um, is it John Boyega? John Boyega? Is that
He's in it. I think he play. Oh, who does he play? Oh my God, no! It's
see?
gone.
See, it's gone. It's gone. Sorry,
It's just,
everybody.
yeah,
I'm holding my
just
hands up. Everybody, direct your hate to Declan. He's the one that
yeah.
should know it.
I'll take it all. But I am the world's worst for names. You'll find this out in for however long we do this. But in terms of the Star Wars universe, I I'm open to the ideas of more movies. I think they could have done it a different way and do a brand new trilogy. I mean, I know why they've done it. They've seen how well they're doing in the box office with each release, which is entirely fair enough. If the movies are successful, of course you're going to make more of them.
Yeah.
But I think what's made them do so well just now is how long a gap was there between episodes 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3? Then how big a gap was there between the prequels and now? You
It's
know what I mean? There
around
was a gap.
15, 20 year.
Exactly, there was a gap. So a want and a need for it was created amongst the fans of it. And now they're just like, okay, we're going to chung these out year after year. The good thing is, in Disney's books anyway, I don't know so much in the fans, they can put out one every year, but still have like an absolutely amazing like blockbuster budget behind it by
Yep.
taking like two years to make it, because they'll do an actual trilogy one and then release a spin-off, then a trilogy one and a spin-off, and that's the way they're gonna do it year after year, which
Yeah.
fair enough, absolutely fair enough. As a company, you're doing well, but as a service to the fans, I think this is where it kind of gets a little bit hazy.
You're the justice warrior of Star Wars, Declan.
I am.
You're
I'm the
the
justice. I'm the
justice warrior.
justice. I'm the justice warrior of everything, man. Because we're moving on to Marvel next, and I'll just wait till my opinions on that.
all we'll have to say in the Disney thing with Star Wars is this, and you will get the reference, and I'm hoping other people will get the reference. Here comes the money. Here comes
Money,
the
money,
money.
money.
Money, 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 money. There you go.
Money talks.
That's it. Money makes
Money
the world go
does
round,
talk.
man. Money makes the world go round.
That
But
was going back to that. There's a song named that, literally, "Money Makes the World Go Round." I can't remember who it was by, but I think it was an old theme for WWE. I remember that song.
it
I
might
don't know
be
why. Don't know
JBL.
why.
JBL. Nah, it's not JBL.
No, I think it was a theme for Money in the Bank. Anyway, that's totally beside the point, because
Star Wars is done. Let's go, because we're on to the
yeah,
more important thing I can talk
yes,
about.
yes. And Jordan, quick question: is this movie your movie of 2017?
Yes.
Or right, for me, it's a very, very close. I'm talking like a hair length. It is second.
It's second. No, it's definitely number
Second.
one. Everybody's like that. What are they talking about? What are they
It's
talking about?
Thor bloody Ragnarok. Okay,
Thor
it was
Ragnarok. Oh my
honestly
god.
right in our last podcast. So this was 2 weeks ago. So we're a bit late in the train for this, but I talked about it as much as I could without giving spoilers. Now is our full length discussion on it, and Jordan, it's so goddamn good, isn't it?
It's so good. It's so good. This is the thing, and this is one of the things in which I really, really liked about the four movies, is that they had the right balance of humor to action to like proper like dramatic scenes.
Well,
right?
see that's what a lot of people are complaining about. This one, people are saying there was just a little bit too much humor,
See,
but
see, that's something I was going to. That's exactly. See, we're on the same mindset. But but I don't care. I don't give a damn. I do not care at all. It was too
I
good.
don't either. Honestly, I think they absolutely got it right as well. See, this is the thing. We're in phase three of Marvel's big movies now. So this is their big go home era we're in just now.
Yep.
And so far, they seem to have taken a little bit more of a comedic tone where they can. Like where there was leeway to do it, that is where they're putting the comedy in. Because you look at films like Guardians of the Galaxy. The first one was a little bit more gritty. This one had a lot of humor. Of course, had its very very sad points as well, but it was mostly humor. And Thor was more of the same. There was its drama. There was its tension, of course. My only grievance with Thor, of course, they had him in the posters and everything like that, but they ruined a massive reveal in the trailer for it. And of course, that was the Hulk.
The
My
Hulk.
one, they had that clip of him bursting through in the trailer, which,
See, yeah.
like, if they didn't have if they didn't have Hulk on the posters, sorry, didn't have him in the posters and didn't show that in the trailer for it, imagine the absolute oh my god moment you would have had in the cinema realizing, oh my
See,
god, it's the
yeah,
Hulk.
that's true. But I would say because I think this trailer did a lot of publicity work. It really
Yeah.
did because and this might be completely wrong for myself, but the first four was the one for me. 4-2 was good, but 4-1 was the one for me. I don't think the 4-2 really gave too much of a publicity push after it finished. I would say that, put it this way, with 4-1 done, everyone was like, 4 movie, let's watch it. 4-2, people were like, yeah, I want to watch it, but it's not the main thing. 4 Ragnarok, in terms of publicity, oh my god, let's see that like now. Because I don't know,
that was my reaction as soon as I got out of the cinema, because I know I did it bad and I didn't go see it with you and another one of our mates.
Yeah,
I went to go on a date with a girlfriend and we saw it before you guys and you got mad at us for it.
You suck. But
But
it was still awesome when we seen it.
like my first reaction as soon as I got out of the cinema was like, right, so we're going to see this again, right? Because like I genuinely cannot remember a movie I laughed so hard at in the cinema. Like I was near enough belly over laughing. What was the character that was voiced by the director? The like basically the Thing, but blue. I forget his name.
The Thing but blue. Are you meaning the
Basically the guy that was just like soft spoken the entire time. The guy in the arena. Oh, what's his name? I'm caving. I'm googling this.
Are you meaning like basically the comedic relief? You're not meaning the comedic
Yeah, that
relief.
guy.
I'm sure that's the I'm pretty sure it's the guy from Flight of the Conchords. I'm sure it is. You meaning the New Zealand guy, the New Zealand actor? Hold on, let's have a look. Yeah, we've got to do this, man.
Krog. That was his Korg.
Krog.
That's him?
I'm sure it's Krog. Let's have a quick
No,
look.
I'm looking on the cast and it's Korg.
Korg. Oh yeah. So it's not the guy I was thinking of. I thought it was one of the guys from Flight of the Conchords. Yeah, so it's Korg.
Yeah, he was absolutely missing. Also, something I completely forgotten. I'm just looking at the cast now. Like, I didn't know Doctor Strange was going to be in it. That was a nice surprise.
That was a surprise. That really was a surprise.
Awesome. Like, I'm just looking at stuff to try and jog my memory about it all. Like, oh my god, this movie had genuinely everything you could ever want from a Marvel movie. It had its humor, had its definite comic moments, had its service to the fans as well. Had its obvious Stan Lee cameo as per.
I love that Stanley cameo.
That's
That's one of the best ones.
like in terms of Stan Lee cameos, they just keep on upping it each time. But like again, you're saying all of this like see if Guardians 2 didn't come out this year, this movie would be an easy first for me. And it would be an easy first for favourite Stan Lee cameo. But because Guardians came out, it's literally about the about the width of a hair away from being my favourite movie of this year. Which is unfortunate.
I'll still have to give it to Thor Ragnarok, man. I loved Guardians too. But no, I definitely have to give it still to Thor. Marvel, keep it up. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Don't give a damn what the haters think. Keep it up. Keep it up, big time. I'm not. Let's not give any spoilers in terms of proper spoilers of that movie. That's it. That's all we're talking about.
No.
We don't want to really go into too much detail on the movie itself. If you've not seen it, please make sure you go and watch it because that is a fantastic movie. You've got a point.
Can I say one thing? And it's not to spoil it, but stay. I know this is an end state for Marvel movies, but stay for the end credit scene because when the end credit, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it again. This is how sad my life is, but when the end credit scene happened, I literally kind of went, "This is it. Everything is in place." That's all I'm going to say. Everything's in place for Infinity War. And
here's a question, and I'm not going to release anything, but dude, have you seen the leaked trailer for Infinity War?
No, I have not. But my thing is, I avoid spoilers, including trailers, as much as I can, which I'm annoyed at Thor for, because I saw the trailer for The Last Jedi for the first time while watching Thor, and I was kind of mad, but also very excited to tie it back in with Star Wars.
I've seen the leaked trailer for Infinity War.
Does it look phenomenal?
Yeah, but it looks really dramatic.
Oh, dude. This was in Age of Ultron, so of course we could talk about this. If you haven't seen that, not our fault. Do you remember the bit when Scarlet Witch was manipulating Tony Stark's mind and it showed all the Avengers dead?
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is it's not happened yet.
No, very true. And guess what? We're not talking about this anymore.
Yeah, because we're gonna go into spoiler territory, and that's for another time. That's for when the movie's actually out.
I'm not for spoilers, man. I'm not for spoilers.
No, but we are gonna go on to our little music session, and there's been a lot of music stuff. Some of it negative, and we're not touching the negative stuff because I don't know if you've seen on the UK pop punk how much stuff is coming out just now.
Is this what you put up on the lineup?
No, I've deliberately avoided it. If you haven't seen it, go check the UK pop punk thing.
I've not seen it yet.
I'm saying nothing. I'll tell you after.
Okay.
If you want, go and research it. I'm saying nothing because this show is positive. We like to focus on the positive things. But something quite negative happened. And again, it's a topic that's...
Hold on, you said we're not going to talk about anything negative.
I know, but this isn't negative. This is a little bit of a discussion about the way A Perfect Circle treated their fans at their show in the past week. They did announce beforehand no cameras whatsoever at this concert. If we see you with a camera, you will be removed from the premises. Which, every single venue puts that up. No camera equipment, no photography, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why if you're going to take photos at an event, you need a photo pass 99% of the time. Well, not 9, the odd time where, there's actually no photos here. And this was one of the times where there was absolutely no photos because I think they ended up removing 77 fans from the arena.
Mm-hmm.
And
so it's a big thing then, yeah.
Yeah, I'm in two minds about it. On the one hand, yes, they did announce that there'd be no cameras and stuff like that, but it's the 21st century. People, when they go to concerts, are going to take we're living in the digital age. You're either going to record every song or you're going to get your one photo and then enjoy yourself. There's sort of an in-between, but I don't know, I kind of lie and I'll record one song, and then that's me, and I'll just enjoy myself. But I want to know your stance on it because obviously you're the lead singer of a band,
Yeah, I don't
and
really give a damn. This is genuinely my opinion, and this goes towards being in a band and also being like going to gigs and like watching bands and stuff, right?
Mhm.
If you pay for a ticket, you are entitled to do what you want up until the extent of what is allowed at the venue, right? Now,
Yeah, 'cause we,
if
we talked about that before with like crowd surfing and stuff like that. But if you want to hear that, go and listen to past episodes. As you were saying, Jordan.
yeah, like so for example, right, see if somebody wants to get their phone out and they want to take pictures. If they
Hmm.
want to take a video, right? What I would say is pretty like pointless. I'm not going to say it's rude or it's disrespectful or anything. It's pointless to sit there and just record the entire thing on your phone,
Yeah,
especially on your phone. All you're doing is just narrowing your screen to actually watch the band and what you paid money for. And put it this
yeah.
way, see if you bought a ticket to just record something, I feel sorry for yourself because that's boring. Um,
Like unless you've fixed a camera somewhere and intend to retrieve it after, I don't see the point in recording a whole show.
yeah, but in terms of venue slash band, right?
Hmm.
If the venue and the band distinctly point out that if you are caught videoing slash to do whatever, taking pictures, whatever, which you are not like given permission to do so, then you will be ejected from the premises. If that is there, clearly noted and clearly advised, then if you do it, you have no right to complain. You genuinely have no right to complain. It's the same reason. It's the same reason as see people that crowd surf when it's plastered around. No crowd surfing due to security and safety issues, and then you ended
Hmm.
up crowd surfing to the front of a stage. And I've seen this. I've seen this before. You crowd surf to the front of the stage, and then you stage dive off that stage, and you fall flat on your face or flat on the top of your head, and you're knocked out unconscious. Yes, I feel bad because of the safety of yourself, and I want to make sure that you're okay. But can you complain? Hell no, hell no. All I would say is this towards the actual doing it, like actually going to a gig. Now, let's say take for example the most recent gig that to my memory would be the Neck Deep show that we all went to.
Yeah,
Right?
which was fantastic.
Oh yeah, yeah. We've already done that in the podcast.
Yeah,
But
well, neck deep fanboys.
we were up in the balcony, right? We were up in the balcony, not the balcony, the balcony. But on the balcony, like it was a great view. So there was a few pictures taken, probably people were taking a few videos.
I mean,
Now,
I took a video of the intro, which
now
was awesome.
I don't do it. Like, see, when I go to a gig, and this is the God's honest truth, I don't take any pictures or I don't take any videos. I don't do it, and the reason for that is because the interaction or the kind of emotional contact that I have with a band, if I'm going to see them, is more important to me than the memory through a visual aspect. So I don't care if I've not got something on my phone, because if I can say I was there, right,
Hmm.
and I can say this is how I felt watching this band, that's how it's supposed to be. Now, for people that go there as a photographer, that's different because obviously they're there for a job, they're there for
Yeah.
the purpose. But for somebody literally going to watch the show, I'm going to say it again, and this is my point of view. You buy a ticket, whatever the venue and artist deems acceptable, you should be allowed to do. If at that point you spend the whole entire show taking pictures and recording videos, that's pointless. If you take a picture or you take a quick video, that's fine. That's fine. If you phone your
Mm.
friend during a specific song, that's fine as well. But if you do something out with of what's been advised that you can do and you can't do, and then you get like in trouble, say for example, that's your fault. It falls on you.
Hmm.
If the band get unhappy at something happening, if they've not advised it, then the band can't really say it. It's not something in which they can then enforce.
Hmm.
Um, But that it all kind of goes to it. Go for the band, go for the music. The memory is
Yeah,
going to be so much more like, and it's going to be so much more integrated in yourself if you go for the experience, not just the visual memory. That's
I'd
what I'm going
I'd
to say.
I'd agree with that, but I'm a fan of having at least a photograph of something.
Yeah,
Just as like one memento. I mean, I've started keeping I've always kept concert tickets, but now I've got like a place where I do keep them after shows and stuff like that.
yeah,
My one thing I'll say is if you were recording the whole thing, then yeah, I can kind of see why you've been kicked out. But if it's just one photograph that you've been kicked out for, I do kind of feel sorry.
yeah. Can you imagine if somebody takes a photograph during a Nickelback show? Nickelback during photograph. Um, Irony. Um,
It's a
yeah,
photograph within a photograph.
photograph within a photograph, which is a photograph of a graph. Badoosh. Sorry,
Look at
Nickelback
this
fans.
giraffe.
Look at this giraffe. Sorry, guys. Sorry,
No,
but that
I'm a Nickelback fan, but I know they're an absolute meme at this point, so
yeah.
it's
Fine.
not a big deal.
Just to reinforce the point in this again. If you go to a gig, you're entitled to do what you should be allowed to do if it's been advised. So just make sure that God, just abide by the rules, man. Just abide by the rules. Have a good time. Enjoy the experience.
Exactly.
I'm not going to say something that should just not be done. That's shocking
Because
behaviour.
I mean,
Because
if you're
that's
gonna break the
uncritical.
rules, not only are you getting less time seeing the band you paid to see, it's a waste of money in
Oh yeah,
general. So I mean, like a perfect circle. I mean, before this came out, not gonna lie, never heard of them, but if they're a big enough band where ejecting 77 people is gonna make no difference, they're obviously big enough.
the best thing about gigs, the best thing about concerts, is somebody coming out and just saying, "Holy crap, that was the best gig I've been to," or not even that, somebody coming out and they can't even speak because they've lost their voice, singing back, screaming and pointing and
Uh-huh.
getting along and having that emotional attachment with that band
I
or
mean,
artist. That's the point of it. That is the point of it. If you do that,
mhm.
that's ideal. That's the way I do it.
I mean, not gonna lie, I think this will be maybe next week's podcast, but I've had that off the top of my head maybe 4 or 5 times when I came out of concerts. When I went to see Slipknot, Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes, Billy Talent, and Marmozets. Off the top of my head, those four, I can remember just being blown away. Billy Talent because my favourite band, but the other three because of the sensational performance they put on. At that gig, I mean, for the Marmozets one, albeit I did record some stuff, but that was for vlogging.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, I'm not going to say it's a
like,
bad thing. Don't. I'm not
no,
going to say
no,
don't do it.
we're not,
Do it if
we're
you
not going to
want.
say don't do it, but like I took next to well for Billy Talent I took quite a lot because of my favorite band, but uh in terms of the actual how much they put like the actual length of their sets and to how many photos I took was like minimal,
Hmm.
I'd say, because I was there and I was see maybe in the mindset you're like, okay, I'm gonna get a couple photos, but see when you're there sometimes you just get lost and you forget, oh my god, I forgot to take all this stuff I was gonna do because I just got so lost in the moment of it.
Oh yeah, that's when you know you. That's when that. I think that's the ideal point. I think that's the ideal point. I'll give you an example, a really good example. I went to the O2 Academy to see Bring Me the Horizon. I can't remember what I done. I can remember the gig, the full gig, but I can't remember what I did for the last half of the show because I got integrated with the crowd. Because
Yeah,
I just got involved. I don't didn't get start punching and
was
fighting and
was this a
stuff in
tour?
terms of.
Was this a tour? Was this the tour that uh, the Glasgow got Mallory Knox
Mhm.
and Edinburgh got Nick Deep?
Yeah, this is the one in which I got Mallory Knox and you got Neck Deep in Paris.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Paris, but Nick Deep, yeah.
Old Paris was
Uh,
really good. I'm
no,
not a
no,
big fan of the new stuff.
Paris. I've still to listen to their new album, but
Mm. Let's not get into that.
yeah, that's for our end of the year session.
But yeah, that's exactly that. But that's one of the gigs in which is really like that. I will say that that's one of my favorite shows ever. This is not my
Yeah.
favorite show because I'm sure I've said Real Friends, St. Luke's.
Hmm. Yeah, we'll get into that in an actual podcast. I
Yeah,
think
we'll
that
definitely
that's
do that.
that's easily going to be an hour talking about gigs alone.
Oh, I think so. I think so.
But in terms of announced gigs, we had a couple of big announcements and one
We were
announcement
so
for an
wrong.
announcement.
We were so wrong.
We were they totally went old school, but
Yeah,
first off, this kind
yeah.
of came
Start away, man. Start away.
the first one came out of nowhere really. Like I wasn't expecting it at all. Like I completely forgot it was a thing, to be honest with you. The Kerrang tour lineup got announced, and I thought, okay, it's gonna be for next year. Awesome. No, it's next month,
Yeah.
which I didn't notice when I first looked at it. Just looking at the poster, I was like, surely that's wrong. Surely it's not this year. But you know, it's December. They've announced it this week, and yeah, the lineup it's okay. Not the best lineup to a tour I've ever seen. You've got headlining the Amity Affliction.
Yep.
Then on lower down in the card, you've got Boston Manor, Vicovey, and Casey. The only one I'm really excited about seeing there is Vicovey.
The Covey and Boston Manor. I played with Boston Manor. The guys are cool as hell, and the guys are killing it. Be Nothing is a topper of an album. So I would go just for the Covey and Boston Manor. I really don't give a damn about Amity Affliction. It's not really my preference. I'm not big into them.
Same here.
Casey,
Same here.
I'm not gonna lie, I've not heard of them.
Neither have I.
I would definitely give them a listen because I'll give anything a listen. But in terms of the Covey and Boston Manor, both with recent debut albums, both killed it. Vicovey,
Yeah.
I'm big into Vicovey.
Vicovey's was excellent. Like it was a mate of mine from Aberdeen that got me into them.
Yeah.
Because like I used to do student radio up there. That's how I kind of got into doing all this stuff.
I remember we played with. I played a gig with Dead and Divides in Glasgow and Hamish. Sure, it's Hamish from Vicovey. I'm positive it's Hamish from Vicovey. And he was there, and I was like, I'm not even joking. I am not even kidding. The album had came out the previous day, and I was like gushing. I was like, dude, man, the album is sick. The album is so good. And he was like, oh, cheers, man, cheers. But yeah, like some band, man, some
Yeah,
band.
so I mean, tickets are on sale. Probably, I've never checked, but with it being next month, tickets have to be on sale now. So you can go buy them probably from Ticketmaster. It's not doing the big arenas like I thought it would. It's doing places
Not
like
with
the
that,
O2 ABC.
Not with that lineup, man.
Yeah, so like the way I kind of see how big a band is where they play in Glasgow. If you don't play Glasgow, then I hate you. That's just a fact now.
We're not doing this. We're not doing the whole. It's not a UK tour if you're not doing Glasgow or you're not doing anywhere in Scotland. Yeah,
But it's not. If you don't tour the full UK, it's not a UK tour. Anyway, another argument for another time. Another argument for another day. But in terms of where I kind of think, you've got the Garage Attic, which I think, in terms of touring bands in the UK, I think that's probably one of the smaller ones. Maybe if you were trying to do smaller somewhere like the Studio, maybe, or like the Old Hairdresser, if you were really, really small.
You mean stereo? And
stereo as well.
Yeah.
Then a step up to like Garage Attic, then Garage Second, then would you do Garage Main and then King Tut's?
No, definitely
Other way
not.
about?
No, I would definitely. I'm trying to think. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I do want to say 5. Right. So in terms of the main venues of Glasgow, and I mean the main venues of Glasgow, you've got O2 you've got the Hydro. You've got the O2 Academy. Well, I'm going to say the Hydro is an including SECC again as well, I guess. So you've got Hydro, you've got O2 Academy, you've got O2 ABC, you've
Hmm.
got Garage, and uh, you've got Cat House, and then you've got King Tut's. I'd probably say that.
And the Barras, and the Barras.
Oh, Barrowlands. Yeah, good point. Barrowlands as well. I should not forget that. There are a few other ones like you've got
Mhm.
audio, you've got stereo, and you've got one of the newest ones, St. Luke's, which is an absolute
Yeah,
fantastic venue. Fantastic
best
venue.
best venue I've been in. I really
I know,
enjoyed
I
that venue.
definitely agree. Definitely agree. The sound in there is awesome. The bands
Hmm.
playing always create a fantastic atmosphere. I see new friends
Hmm.
in that, and that's no, I'm not going to talk about it. Um,
Next week we will do
Next week we'll
best
talk about it.
gigs,
Next week we'll talk about it.
because I want to have a good talk about gigs
But
next episode.
but I will definitely agree with you. My favourite thing, my genuinely favourite thing, and this is a great example. State Champs is a fantastic example. State Champs played King Tut's.
Hmm.
6 months later, they are on the co-headliner with Neck Deep playing at the Academy. Then they come
Hmm.
back and book the Garage. A week later, they sell out. They have the demand for more tickets, and then they sell out pretty rapidly. O2 ABC. That's a band in which didn't expect it, but that's a band that then can see the increase. That band, I'm going to say State Champs, probably headline show at Academy, depending on the next
Soon.
album. I would
Yeah.
say, because in terms of all the releases so far, they've just got better and better and better in terms of more publicity and like a higher standing.
Yeah.
I would say I'm going to put my neck out here. I would say they're probably around the same level as Neck Deep, but definitely in UK Neck Deep beats State Champs. But I would say State Champs are probably I
Beat
would
Neck Deep in these states.
yeah, but then
Yeah.
again it's so close because Neck Deep are huge in the States as well. State Champs
And
are
state
huge
champs
in
are also
UK.
huge here. Yeah, it's
Exactly.
but that totally got off topic of what we were talking about, of carrying to our lineup. So yeah, just go to that if you want to. Vicovi and Boston Man get our recommendations, but if you go to that show, please tell us how it was and if we missed out going to it.
Yeah, do it.
The the,
Just
the
a quick
next
no, a quick point before we go on to Jägermeister tour. Where are you? Where are you, Jägermeister tour? Because that tour was awesome when it went on, but it's not been happening as far as I'm aware for the last wee while, or it's just not had like massive